4 team in the country, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, taking on a team from the SEC, the Auburn Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going.
There, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. They'll keep it on the ground here, off right tackle. They just blew through that offensive line. It's a 4-yard loss. Tough way to start this drive. Now they'll try to fix it on 2nd and 15. Looking downfield, it's King. Fires to the big fella. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. This Auburn crowd trying to conjure up a little magic here on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Snagged in the middle, it's Rivers. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. And the Yellow Jackets will line it up on 1st and 10. He'll pull it on the read. Finds a little space. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work. He'll do it himself. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Georgia Tech.
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Football with the run. Oh, he's got some space. That's a fumble. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Well, that's not the start this offense wanted. Your starting running back puts it on the ground on his very first carry. This is a guy they need to have a big game. They need him to get his confidence going, and that last play isn't going to do that.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
He's got it inside the 10. Mark him out of bounds at the 9-yard line.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
They pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. This defense was put in a difficult spot, but they've made it tough. And now the offense faces 3rd and goal. Looking downfield, it's King. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to take the 3. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. And now the lead is extended a little further.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Rushes on him. Intercepted, a turnover in their own territory. Oh, he would have loved to tack on the big return, but they got it in the red zone at the 16.
The Rambling Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. They built a quick double-digit lead now to try to get this offense really humming. And he'll be run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Not a very productive play there. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Give to the running back. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. This defense backed up, goal to go, and the crowd's giving them some juice. Got his man quickly. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets! The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality. You step on their throat, you keep your foot down. When you get opportunities like that, they are golden chances to put touchdowns on the board. The offense took care of business.
He'll bring it out. It's Simmons. He stopped at the 23, a couple yards short of where he would have been with a touchback. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. They'll send the back in motion. To throw, it's Knight. He's taking the shot. Makes the grab down the left side. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. That last big play has them in position to threaten here. 1st and 10 from the 37. Looking to throw on first down. Caught in the backfield, it's Cobb. Brought down at the 26-yard line after a pickup of 10 yards on the play, and it'll be a first down.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
They've really got this offense humming. Just the 4th play of the drive, and it's 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Looking to fire. Using his feet to buy time. Touchdown, Tiger! Fit it in the window for the score. It's a much-needed life for this offense as they try to cut away at this lead.
No doubt. Needed something to go right. You're down. You got to make plays. You got to get your team back in it. Great start. Keep chipping away.
A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. They're wasting no time trying to get the ball back. They're going to go for an early onside kick. And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it.
Well, I give them a lot of credit for having guts. You normally don't see onside kicks until the very end of the game. Here we are in the 1st quarter, and they tried one, but it didn't work. So their defense now has to come out here and bail them out.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. They'll run play action. Caught behind the line. It's Haynes. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. So they go back to work after the break, and it is 3rd down. Looking for a man, it's Kane. Moving away from pressure. He'll pull it down. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the 1st down.
Nice job by the defense getting after the QB. He's trying to scramble around. He's trying to go get that first with his legs, but he's not able to do it because of the speed on defense.
Right down the boulevard. It's good. And that lead grows even bigger. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Wants to throw on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Singleton. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down. To the air on second down. Dances away from the pressure, going to his left. Hits him inside the 20, still going. He's showing it all, the juice, the jets, the moves, and he's got it down to the 16-yard line. The Tigers will hustle to the line. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. They get him on the ground, but not before he drives it to the 10-yard line. Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Snags it. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Taylor. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. He's stuffed after picking up 1 to the 23.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles. And those guards and centers have to work together. You got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play.
There he goes. He'll get a fresh set down, stopped at the 31-yard line.
Well, the defense did a pretty good job that time on the option play of having someone dedicating themselves to the quarterback to get him down. Not enough to stop the offense from picking up the first down, though. The defense really needs to be keyed in on this because they're going to see this option play more and more as this game goes on.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Leaves it with the back. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run. Oh, this crowd wants it. They want to roll Toomer's corner, but right now they want to stop on third down. On the run deep down the right side.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win first and second down. You set up third and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody in the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force fourth downs.
It's 4th and 8 and never a hesitation. They'll go for it. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. And that decision will be questioned for a while. Great place to start for this offense. On the move, it's Cobb. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. And if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can.
Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Motion from the wideout. He'll keep it himself. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time. Offensively, the defense coming up with a huge negative play.
He stopped just inside his own 40. They'll mark it at the 39. It'll be 4th down.
One of the things I love about this defense, they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. The Yellow Jackets will punt it away on 4th down. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. To the air, it's Knight. Using his legs to buy some time. Got the first down himself. They finally make the stop. That's going to make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. And the Yellow Jackets will kick it away to start the second half. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half.
I think they got to do a better job with pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well, because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the first half.
Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the first down. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
The Tigers want to pick up the tempo.
These last 2 plays really are a microcosm of why this guy is so dangerous as a dual-threat quarterback. He showed you the arm talent. He showed you the accuracy on the previous completion. And then on this play, it's not open, so he takes off and runs and gets it. There's so many different ways this guy can affect you as a defense because of his athleticism, man. He is a special talent.
We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
They use the sideline and get him out of bounds right at the 9. Back to throw, it's Knight. Dances away to buy time. That's got it. Stopped at the 3, but it'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Now rolling to the left. And not much going on downfield. He'll just get rid of it and live to play another down.
And I really like that decision by this quarterback. Listen, you've got a lot of downs here. It's 1st and goal. You're in scoring position. If you don't feel comfortable, throw that ball away.
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Auburn!
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal, understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone, know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your players.
And after that extra point, we have a tie ball game in the 3rd quarter. We'll try to follow that last touchdown with an onside kick. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. That touchdown lead they had has disappeared, and now we have a whole new ball game as they start the drive. He goes out of bounds across the 25, mark it at the 24, and this defense, its head is spinning. They'll snap it from the 25 here on first down. Right back to the well. Stop is made almost immediately, giving one to the 23.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
This Auburn crowd trying to conjure up a little magic here on third down. Back to throw, it's King. Finds his big tight end. And he goes down after making the grab. Picks up a few, but still short of the first down. The Yellow Jackets will go for it here on fourth down. And you can give all the credit to the crowd for that one. Offense, no chance, and call for the false start. And here comes the field goal unit. This kicker has already made a couple today. And this one will be a 40-yard try from the left hash.
Never a doubt. Right down the middle.
And with that, they've taken the lead. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll go with a direct snap. Got a little space. Got the first down and more. They finally get him stopped. This veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. And the Tigers want to crank the tempo. Here's a heat. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close. And when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through them. And guess what? Not only this play doesn't feel it, next time he tries to go over the middle or feels footsteps, this will pay dividends.
The Tigers come to the line on third and short, trying to convert here. They're going to go to the air on third and short. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. And that's why the ball falls incomplete.
Finds him out of the backfield. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. Really good job there. Don't force anything. Take your time. And he finds his man for the first down.
Yeah, and I think really good job by seeing the defense. Understand that they're dropping back. They're taking away most things. All right, get the ball to my running back. He can make plays after he catches it. Nice job by the quarterback seeing the situation and where to go with the football.
That's caught. It's Howard. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Back to throw, it's Knight. Safe completion on the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. Guys, we've reached the end of the quarter, and Georgia Tech has the lead. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the third. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. Direct snap. He's going for the goal line. Touchdown, Auburn. They've got the lead here in the fourth.
And I love this team's belief in their self. I love the way they responded. Listen, you're playing against a ranked team, a perceived better team. You get down early, but you don't quit, Jesse. You keep fighting, Man, they took the lead in this football game. You talk about heart and belief, they got it.
You're absolutely right, David. That's one of the things this coaching staff is always harping on this team about. You play until there's zeros on the clock. You keep fighting. It doesn't matter how much you get down by. You play the next play, and they slowly but surely have scratched and clawed their way right back into this game.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Getting late, pressure building, huge third down coming up on the road for this offense. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. And the Yellow Jackets come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Gonna run it. It's Hosley. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. The play action fake. Might be looking to run. He'll pull it down and run. He goes out of bounds right at the 10-yard line, and the offense can smell the touchdown from here. The Yellow Jackets are on the move. Run in the red zone. It's Hosley. They get him stopped, but those feet kept moving until he was down to the 5. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Quarterback on the keeper. And he got nothing, and the line of scrimmage is still the 5-yard line. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can't pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. To the air, it's Kane. Setting up the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert on this 4th down. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Touchdown, Georgia Tech! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th.
This is an offense that has so much confidence. They believe they're able to win the game when it matters the most. They've got the playmakers to do it. You saw it on that last touchdown. Now taking the lead with less than 2 minutes to go.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Here's the handoff. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
You wonder about the mindset right now of the offensive coordinator, too, because they need points, and running the football just is not going to get it done. Early in the drive, late in the drive, I think you've got to be in a top.
And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
When you're down late in the game, you got to make plays. It's really tough not to force the football. You could tell quarterback forces the football. Defense comes up with a huge interception.
The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. Now we've got a little game pressure, and we'll see how the offense responds in a 3-point game, Jesse.
I can't wait to see this quarterback and how he's going to be able to handle that pressure, David. How will he respond in this situation?
And just knowing, listen, I'm only up by 3 now. If I can make this a 2-score game, I can almost put this away in the 4th quarter.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. You got to believe they just want to run it, take care of the football, and keep that clock moving on 2nd and 9. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense 1st and goal from the 7. You already have the lead. Scoring is always good, but milk the clock, and it will be your friend. A 1st down run in the red zone. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of a field goal, but it's 3rd and goal. Bounced off his feet.
And it's like the defense knew on 3rd and goal. They're not attacking the middle. They're going to go to the outside. They run the touch pass, and they fly after it, fly upfield, make the tackle, and now it's decision time. 4th and goal. What you going to do, offense?
Here we go on 4th and goal, ground to cover. They'll use a timeout with 26 seconds left on the clock. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. He got it. And now it'll take a touchdown to at least tie them a 6-point lead here in the 4th.
Well, they're able to get a field goal and put 3 points up on the board after getting that interception. You would have liked to have seen the offense do a little bit more with that possession, give themselves an opportunity to score a touchdown. But listen, teams will take 3 points any way they can get it.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Back to pass, it's Knight. Now sliding to his left. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Man, you know the defensive coordinator on that play was holding his breath because in the 4th quarter, you've got one of the fastest players in the game going deep on you. And that's going to be a helmet sticker for somebody. Like forcing an incompletion against that guy, that's incredible.
They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Corners are going to bail. Looking for space to the left. Got room at the 35. He's out of bounds. Picks up the 1st down. 11 seconds remain. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Wants to go up top on 1st down. He'll try to do it himself. Out of bounds at the 43-yard line after the huge pickup. Auburn lines up quickly. Looking to throw on 1st down. Running into the open space. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. Auburn ready to go back to work after getting another 1st down. Looking downfield on 1st down. Rolling, throwing, looking right. Ball falls to the turf. The final pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for this one. You want to talk about building confidence? Coming through with clutch plays, making the winning plays at the right time can really set the course for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Reese, maturity and experience matters. And this team has guys that have played a lot of snaps. They've seen a lot of looks, and they've lost close games like this in the past. That wasn't the case today, David. Too many guys out there making big-time plays.
And I think belief is what you build. That confidence, you know you're going to win. You don't think you're going to win. You know you're going to make that play in the big moment that continues to build on week-to-week success. And you look up and you're like, dang, we strung a couple wins together.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.